Hey, welcome back. So we are going to start mission 5 here. We had, as you know, 2 fails and then 2 wins. So we're at a net of 0. But we now have 4 bonuses that are going to help us. The 2 in the middle, the first one here, we've been using left and right. It's a huge bonus for us. This last one, I'm believing, is going to be very beneficial. These 2 in the middle we've not used yet. But we really haven't been trying to be a merchant. And I believe that when the time comes where we will try to be a merchant, it's going to pay off dividends for us. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. You know the drill. It's not going to change. But just as a quick reminder, you have to win 10 missions. And there are 10 distinct missions that come with the game. You can lose 20 times if you'd like, and then win the final 10 times. You can win 9 times and then lose 20 and then finally win your 10th time. The number of losses doesn't matter, but you have to understand that every loss is minus 3 points. And then you somehow have to get a positive, like I won by 5 points here, so I got a +5 to my score, which was huge, absolutely huge. I did not think that was going to be possible. We just hit it on every cylinder in that last game. And that's the other thing about this game, Xia. Some days you're the pigeon and some days you're the statue. That's really the best way I could describe this game. And there's so much dice rolling and randomness and luck. You really can't... I mean, I know I tell you about like how it's hard or I'm frustrated or, and I have my like boiling point moments. But it's really just part of the dice. And... you have to not take this game seriously sometimes because of all the swinginess that could happen. But man, oh man, this is what makes the campaign fun, right? This campaign does have swinginess to it, and look at it, it was swingy. I'm actually, I was telling you I'm a little mixed bag on it. All it takes is a few wins to cure loneliness, right? And so I'm all of a sudden liking it more. Because I finally got to play a game that went my way, right? If you play game after game where it never goes your way, you're always being punished. The game that's coming to mind is This War of Mine. That one, you're just being punished nonstop the whole time. I don't enjoy it. In fact, I used to own the game. I traded it. I sold it. And I sold it dirt cheap because I wanted it out of my house. I was ready to throw it in the trash. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I'm having fun. Let's keep going, and let's see if I can win some more. Winning is cool, in case the kids don't know that yet. All right, so as usual, we're going to draw 3 tiles, and I've already spread them around. So I'm going to just grab from different places. 1, 2... and this one right here for 3. And let's see what we got. Oh, we got blessed again with Smuggler's Den. That is so awesome. We got Lower Stratus. So we got 2 Nebula and Smuggler's Den. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, we already have our 3 spawn points right there, right? We only needed 2. So we're not going to be drawing any more tiles like we did last time. Not a single planet, not a single NPC. Well, there is this NPC coming up, but this is our NPC. So now we got to go find Kempler and Loth. I'm going to try not to look at these. I'm looking at them, unfortunately. Boy, we're just not finding Loth here. Oh, there's only 2 left. Got to be one of them. It was the very last one. Holy cow. Okay, so I'm going to do a poor man shuffle. And then we'll So what's a poor man's shuffle? It's a half-ass shuffle. I'm basically just grabbing 2 or 3 at a time and just inserting it in the middle of the deck. So yes, some of these are going to be in sequence, and I didn't bother remembering sequences, but I am inserting them into the middle and in various places, so that way there's at least some semblance of randomness. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is being drawn. And again, I'm going to do something like that and do some more poor man shuffling. And what are we going to do? There's no NPCs but we do start with the Smuggler's Den right away. So we are going to get some help with destroying the Scoundrel or the Merchant. And I think the thing that's funny is we've gotten that same Scoundrel AI of hate, or whatever it is, hateful, 3 out of the 4 times we've played this. And I think, statistically speaking, that's a very low odds thing to have happen, but we keep getting it. Anyways, we're shuffled. Let's figure out our mission before we place our tiles. And then, of course, we are limited on which ships we can start with as well. And we do have this nice puddle jumper. It's a nice even-keeled one that we can use for any purpose. You know, there's a part of me that thinks we should maybe try to do that mission where we die 4 times. But that means we got to get up to the tier 2 ship. It may not be bad because we have the Smuggler's Den to help us keep the AI from scoring all the time. This is a nice merchant one, but there's no planets in this game. We do have the Smuggler's Den, which is interesting. The Smuggler's Den, you can buy 2 of any type. That is interesting, but there's nowhere to sell them. You can sell Ember at the kiln, and that's it. So Vagabond is still... And then Ghost Stalker, of course, is moving through barriers like the Smuggler's Den. We can enter the Smuggler's Den without having to go through the entrance. And we may not... It never stops my movement. We must still roll across. We take damage, but we don't gain a bounty. So you can actually never get a bounty for going into outlawed planets as long as you don't go through the front door, right? So that's the cool thing about the Ghost Stalker is we could, take advantage of that and go into the planetary areas that are a little bit less, a little bit more seedy. So that's our thing. We got Ghost Stalker, we have Vagabond, and we have Puddle Jumper. We are down to 3 choices. So Puddle Jumper is like a neutral one. It's an energy one. Now, given the fact that there's 2 vortexes here that are 2 nebulas, the energy one may actually be it may be worth our try. Because it's got this nice little energy scoop where you can actually get energy. So even if you're stranded in the middle of these nebulas, you could recover. Or here, it's just you're going to pay 0 energy to arm your markers. So therefore, you never need energy to arm your markers. You're always able to arm them. And that's not bad either. I don't know which one would be better, to be honest. I would say that because as long as you can arm your markers, you can still use your engines even though you have no energy. So that's pretty cool, actually. Whereas here, there's a chance you can fail in your die roll and not be able to use your... not have enough energy to rearm your markers. So this actually might be a better one. But let's figure out our mission. So as we said, we have Smuggler's Den and we have 2 nebulas. Okay, the Smuggler's Den and 2 nebulas is all we got. They each have Explorer missions or Explorer tokens on them. That's something. There is that mission to get exploration tokens. But please understand that can be really hard. And having the... Okay, let's think this through. Ship being destroyed 4 times. I think we found that there's a tier 2 ship that actually can help us do this. So we would be trying to get up to tier 2 as fast as possible, get that ship, and then blow ourselves up 4 times. And then also along the way, you know, we're buying time until the NPCs come out. So this is a very strong candidate, in fact. This one, I'm not ready for yet. I think we want to do this, but not yet. The missions one, I think, is just going to be tough. This one, of course, it would be nice to have some planets before we do that. Earn at least 5 from titles. That's going to be a total crapshoot. And this one's a possibility, but I don't like it. NPC player starts with 10, and then we have to catch up. This one is actually interesting. At some point, we need to do it. And then when you take the scan action, you can search the bottom 5 tiles and choose one to appear. Replace the other 4. Oh, that's the reward. This one, if we were to be destroyed, we instead place it on a random spawn point and heal all damage. This one, we get to look at the top 5 sectors, so you at least get to see what they are, and then you get to pick one and add it to your... But the thing is, we have to win on our first turn. I still don't think I can pull that off. I'm not sure how that's possible. How do we score 5 victory points on our first turn? There is a title that comes out, and there's 2 events that come out. I think we're going to do let's get destroyed 4 times in this game. So we're going to do that one. And in the process of doing that, I am going to pick Puddle Jumper. So let's get all of this out of the way. Puddle Jumper looks like... What do you look like? Looks like a teeny little ship. I think this one is Puddle Jumper. And let me grab its sheet. That does not look like Puddle Jumper. Nope, doesn't look like Puddle Jumper at all. Which one is Puddle Jumper? Oh, Puddle Jumper is this one. Yes, that's the one. Okay. So we're setting up Puddle Jumper here. We do start with 10 energy, which is decent. And we start with $4,000. So that's also decent. Our impulse value is 4, also very good. Okay, so how do we want to do this? We don't have any planets out, so it's not like I'm going to try to, you know, move the merchant. So I think what I want to do is I want to create big gaps. So once the first planet comes out, I can go the other way. So let's think about this. The Smuggler's Den, I do want to have near us. So we can start right away. And then these other ones. So if I set up like that, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of that. So let's move this closer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start our Puddle Jumper right there. And okay, we definitely want to get to a tier 2 ship fast. But the challenge I have is I'm starting with $4,000. It only costs $5,000 to get tier 2. But I think I do want to get equipment. And as long as I have the sellsword, I'm in great shape. So I'm going to buy an engine with this GTS. And so we're going to put the engine on like so, and then the GTS on the end. So it's going to add a +2. So that's $2,000. And I actually think I'm going to save $2,000. This is what's crazy. I kept talking about how I want 4,000 to start the game. I have 4,000 to start the game, and I'm only going to start with 2. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, and my logic being that I want to get to tier 2 fast. So I'm going to keep 2,000. I only need 5 to go to tier 2. So I'm hoping to make the other 3,000 along the way. Also, I want to hire the sellsword for 1. So technically speaking, I'm leaving myself with just 1,000. And I, at this point, I don't know what to get. I guess I could get a shield. Yeah, let's get a shield. I'm going to save 1,000 for the sellsword, and I'm going to buy a shield because, like I said, I was so ecstatic about being able to finally have 4,000. Let's get our equipment going here. I think I'm very close to ready here. I'm actually going to spend my last 1,000. I'm going to go against everything I just said, and I'm going to get the environment thing on this particular one there, like so. Okay, now I'm ready. All right, I know I'm 16 minutes in. It's not very far, but I actually have to take a quick break, and I will be back, and we will get this thing rolling. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.